The current economic growth being recorded in sub-Saharan Africa cannot be sustained with nearly a quarter of its people living in hunger. Now, this was the crux of the UNDP 2012 Africa Human Development Report, which argues that impressive GDP growth rates in Africa have not translated into the elimination of hunger and malnutrition, with more than 15 million people in the region at risk of starvation. The former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, who was present at the launch of the report, said this should serve as a wake-up call for a revolution against corruption and bad governance, which is responsible for impoverishing Africans.
The disconnect between the rising economic growth and food security in Africa is a problem begging for decisive attention, as the number of the hungry and malnourished in the sub-region maintains a steady climb, with 1 in 4 of its 856 million people undernourished. According to the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, almost 55 million children in the region are malnourished. Nigeria's GDP currently stands at an impressive 7.8% annually, yet majority of the people are still poor, with most of them dwelling in the underdeveloped rural areas. Equity and fair distribution of amenities remain an obvious challenge. Why malnutrition and hunger persists in a region with ample agricultural endowments is a puzzle the first Africa Human Development Index report attempts to solve.
By improving food security and nutrition, countries can accelerate progress. It is well documented that those countries that have achieved the most on the Millennium Development Goals are those who are more on top of their food security agenda.
The federal government currently spends less than 3% of its budget on agriculture. To tackle food security, the Minister of Agriculture says the production capacity of farmers needs improvement, among other key factors already being addressed.
We have developed a bold agricultural transformation agenda. The agenda is focused on achieving the following targets: adding an additional 20 million metric tons of food to our domestic food supply within the next 4 years, making Nigeria self-sufficient in rice production by 2015, reduce the level of import of wheat by 40%.
But former President Olusegun Obasanjo argues that for a hunger-free Nigeria, steps must be taken to develop the agricultural sector beyond paper, policies and institutional reforms. For him, implementation is key.
My personal experience has taught me that to make the desirable progress in food and nutrition security, the process must be spearheaded and driven at the highest political and government level. No country has made it without it being driven at that level of government.
Increasing agricultural productivity, more effective nutrition, empowerment and social justice, which ensures access to land, markets and information, are some suggestions for immediate action towards food security. Doris Okenwa, Channels Television News.